Okay, hey everyone, welcome back. We are now on Ezekiel 4, a very interesting book in the Bible. Especially, I truly feel like it relates to what we're going through now. But before we get started, make sure you guys are liking, share this message. Let's get the word out. And then click the notification button so that we can be notified, or you can be notified when I am speaking again so we can study together. I'm so excited to be able to study with everyone. I'd love to hear your comments on your thoughts about each chapter, whether you agree, disagree. Let's just study the word together. So we're going to go into Ezekiel 4. And the first sentence or verse, it says, "Take a clay tablet, put it in front of you, and draw the city of Jerusalem on it." Okay, so God lays out a plan in detail for Ezekiel once again. He tells Ezekiel to get the clay tablet, put it in front of him, and draw a map, and then lays out the rest of the plan in detail. Every step from drawing out the map to laying on his side, how many days, which will signify the years, so that they will be in punishment. And that verse, to me, really relates to us being able to reach our goals and see our visions come to pass as well. Because if we don't lay out a plan, it's just a dream. If you're not writing out how you're going to achieve that goal, how do you know you're making progress? So every day you keep feeling like you're not really doing anything. But if you write it down, the different steps, you can check it off. Your day is organized to where your mission is coming to pass. God knows his people, and we need visuals. We need check-off lists. We need to know what to do first, how to go about things. And so he did that for Ezekiel. So one of the instructions that he said about laying on his side, and according to the study Bible, it mentions that it represents the amount of years that Judah will be in punishment and Israel. Judah 40 years and Israel 390 days. Years. Sorry about that. 390 years. And God instructed him to lay on his side, and we can assume that it wasn't continuous because God continued to give him instruction throughout the day. So he gave information in a way that would help Ezekiel retain the information. And that was through touch and actually doing it, because he had him doing what seemed like rituals or things like when he mentioned laying on his side. He actually had to lay on his side. And he said, cut the hairs. He had him shave his hair. Following his plan was of the utmost importance. And he's not just laying out this plan in detail just for the heck of it. Every part of it has importance. And we cannot forget to focus on the little things. Those little things that God is telling us to do are important. A lot of times those little things add up to a bigger picture. So this is shown in Ezekiel when God literally tells him every little detail. Like even when he told him about the tablet. He said, take a clay tablet, put it in front of you, and draw. So most of us figure, you would get a tablet, say we grabbed a paper, we naturally put it in front of us. But no, he gave him that instructions like, I want you to put it in front of you and draw. So he gives great detail on what he wants and what it represents. So that was 12 through 14. Okay, if you continue to read, Ezekiel does and listens to everything God requested of him until it came to him cooking the food with human excrement. He's like, oh God, I have never defiled myself, and so Ezekiel begins to plead to him and say, I've never defiled myself. And had a conversation with him, and God had mercy. God was listening to him and said, okay, you can use cow manure. So if we see what happened after God heard him, again, he showed mercy and said he can use cow manure. He didn't have to. He didn't have to change what he instructed, but he did. We serve a God who cares for us, who loves us. And in that moment, in the midst of seeking and avenging his name, he took the time to show compassion to his child who he sent out to do his will. That's big to me. That reinforces to me that he hears you. In the midst of a plan, he hears you. Of course, not all the time he's going to have, change it up for you. But in that moment, he did. Then God proceeds to say how he will cut off the food supply in Jerusalem and how the people will eat rations, food, and water, which will be scarce. It reminds me so much of our current situation. I mean, food rations, farms wasting away, people not having any money, job unemployment, over 20 million people filed. There's decrease in money, which equals more crime, which leads me to the end of verse 16, where it says, they will be appalled at the sight of each other and will waste away because of their sins. So let's look up the word appalled. Let's see, Google. Appalled. Greatly dismayed or horrified. Greatly dismayed or horrified. Shocked or disappointed. When there's, like I said, when there's a decrease in money, there's an increase in crime. And with what they're about to go through, there are going to be people that are doing things to other people to try and save themselves. So they are going to be appalled at the sight of each other. So to me, chapter 4 is fairly short, but it has a lot of detail in it that has meaning to it. And every movement back then had a meaning. Like if you think of the days, that he's laying on his side, God even tells him what kind of food they will be eating wheat, barley, beans, lentils, millet, spelt. He's doing all of this in front of the people and warning them. He's setting it up. Listen to this. Chapter 4, he is once again setting up the process. There is a process in every vision. So many people don't want to even accept the process to be able to get to the vision. Look how long it took him. You know, who knows how many days he's already been there. 7 days of mourning. Then he told him to go. Then he begins to speak to him. But just in this chapter 4, he spent 390 days on his side and then 40 more days. That's a long process. Sometimes processes could take years, days. Imagine if Ezekiel decided not to follow the process. We all know he would have to be punished for one, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't like what that consequence would be, which is death like them. But think about us today not wanting to go through the process of starting a new business, the process of maybe starting off with less money to gain more money. Maybe it'll take 2 years to get back to the income that you were making before, and then the next year it doubles, and then the next year it doubles, and then the next year it doubles. The process had to happen in order for you to achieve your vision, which in the end pays out so much more. So that was Ezekiel 4. There's so much more to these chapters that we can dig deep into our own lives, that we can integrate into our own lives, and also see actually what's happening to Ezekiel and in our times today. Well, I hope you enjoyed this brief explanation and studying of Ezekiel 4. Please go back and read it and let me know different revelations that you have when you read chapter 4. Again, like, subscribe, comment below, select the notification button so that we can study together. Also, if interested, I have a podcast. It's called You Can Say That Again. And right now it's the marriage edition. If you are married, engaged, or boyfriend and girlfriend, go ahead and check out that podcast. There's so much great insight there, helping myself and prayerfully helping others. You guys stay safe, stay home. Thank you to all of those necessity workers. We will get through this. We just have to listen to God and do in these times what we're supposed to do. All right, have a blessed day.